Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Disabled Team. Hope everybody's doing well. Brother Titch will be on in a bit, and I'm sure Brother Cieran's getting himself ready as we speak. So I hope everybody's doing well, guys. Really do hope everyone's doing well. Right, guys. So this is your late night chat with Brothers Cieran and Brothers Titch, where we talk West Ham, we talk Leeds, we talk football, we talk everything. Anything and everything. Hi, Adam, mate. Yeah, you're going to be on Wednesday, mate. On Saturday afternoon, Adam. I think it's 5:30. The show's scheduled for you. 5:30. You're going to be on Saturday afternoon after the Leeds game. So trust me, Adam, you will be on, mate. I promise. Right. Right. Where were I? Lost my train of thought. Right. Yeah. I just wanted to touch on some stories before the boys come in. So just to tickle your whistle a little bit, right? Right, here we go. Right. Rice is right. Apparently, hang on, let me get this story right. I don't want to get it wrong. Arsenal site makes insulting Declan Rice claims that they're a real slap to the face of West Ham. Some pundits and fans have claimed that David Moyes' team is better since Rice's departure, with the money raised widely regarded as being well spent by the East Londoners. Indeed, even some managers claim that is the case, including none other than Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp. West Ham fans have long proclaimed that Rice to be one of the best midfielders in the world. Many Arsenal supporters played down such claims when Rice was at West Ham, so the irony is not lost on the Hammers faithful that the same people are now making similar statements about the midfielder. So basically, the West Ham, Arsenal are basically saying when Rice were a West Ham player, he wasn't that good because he's gone to Arsenal. All of a sudden, he's a much better footballer, and I think it's a lot of BS personally. Good man, good man. I am Ali. Hope you're doing well, mate. I just get Kieran's looking really fresh. These super steps have well and truly helped him out. He's looking good. He's the old man. He's looking dapper. He's the old man. He's looking really fresh. Here we go. Are you ready, Cieran? How are we doing,
Yeah,
brother? You're looking good, mate. You're looking fresh. You're looking sharp.
Mate, sharp. Yeah, these sunnies on, but I might have to take them off because it's weird. I'm holding this in out. These are my new prescription sunnies, right? And I can see you perfectly. But once I turn it, the landscape, it's black. I can't see a thing. And it's not because the screen's not black. No, I'll do it. I'll do it. The screen's not black, but it's just these new sunnies for some reason. Once I do that, it's just a black screen. So I've got to take them off, and then I can see you again. There you go.
Sharp, you're still looking sharp, man, mate. Still looking sharp.
Yeah, mate. We've had a mini heat wave this week, mate. It went up to Wednesday 29, then Thursday 35 degrees, and today it's gone down. It'll be going down to about 26. So it's been really hot here in Australia. The place is like a tinderbox, which is worrying because normally what follows with that is bushfires. We've had a couple already on the Sunshine Coast. So not bad ones, but really my place is so dry. We haven't had rain for months now. Yeah, and then when you start hitting this hot weather and the winds start picking up a bit, usually bushfires normally come up with that. So they could do a bit of rain, but there's no sign of it for quite a while.
Yes, we're in times of them bushfires because you can't control them, can you? They can't stop them. You can just...
No, once they get hold, mate, it's you just try. They try their best to contain it, and that's about it. But it's a very natural thing to happen here. But that's the trouble when you get a lot of people live around the bush here. And you've got to be careful. You've got a house in that area. So you want to have a 50-meter break from the bush to your house. You don't want to be right amongst it. It's too dangerous, man. And if you've got a creek going through that property, you'll probably get flooded as well when the rain does come. So,
wow.
yeah, you've got to be careful.
So how do they deal with bushfires then, Cieran? I mean, is it true that they actually start another fire to tackle a fire?
Yeah, there's backburning, they call it here, Stu.
Yeah.
What they'll do, all that bushy stuff at the bottom, you know, when you've got thousands of trees all stuck together, all that bushy stuff is what is the danger, you know, what's on the ground. So they go in there and burn it, set it alight on purpose, and just control it. They have fire engines there and people, they know what they're doing. They try and get rid of all that just to preempt it, to not, you know, to try and get rid of it before it happens. But you can only do that in so many areas, what's known. You know, you can't predict where the actual bushfire is going to start, you know? But yeah, that's all you can do.
So I was just reading a story out from apparently Arsenal fans when Rice were at West Ham, he wasn't that good. He wasn't the best midfielder in the world. They weren't having it. But now that he's become an Arsenal player, Rice is the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, that's just typical though. But the thing is, that's why I take a lot of notice of supporters of other teams. You know, when they, you know, if I say to you, mate, I think Luke Ayling a brilliant player, you'll tell me exactly what he is, you know, because you watch him week in, week out all the time. And in the case of Declan Rice, we were watching him week in and week out 2 years ago, saying to people, no, he's not the best player in the world. Yeah, he's not the best midfielder in the world. He's not. There's lots of other better ones, but he's bloody good. A really great player. We've got a great player here, and everyone's going, well, you don't see it. The Newcastle fans thought that, was it Forshaw? Was it? They thought he was better, and they're saying Declan Rice ain't that good. And all they ever saw him was when he played for England, and an odd highlights. And the trouble is with the players like Declan Rice, if you're only watching, say, Match of the Day, you're not going to see him on that many highlights, you know, because what he does isn't really much of a highlight. He just breaks the play up, stops people coming through. He was great at it, just getting them tackles in, taking the ball away, pushing it up the field. They're not, you know, they're not conducive to great highlights for a show like Match of the Day. But when you're watching full games in, week out, you get to know what these players can do and how important they are. And now Arsenal are finding that out. You know, they're finding that out now.
Jurgen Klopp has even come out and says, you know, that West Ham are better since Rice's departure. With the money that they've raised and how you've spent it, you're actually a better side now. And that's coming from Klopp. You know, you don't get much bigger managers than Jurgen Klopp, do you? You know,
no, and that's nothing to do, you know, with Declan Rice. That's to do with the recruitment. And I always say that to you, Stu, don't I? You live and die by your recruitment. If we bought badly after Rice, we wouldn't be a better team, but we didn't. We bought well. You know, the players we brought in so far, touch wood, have worked. And Alvarez looks like a real player. Ward-Prowse looks like a real player. We've just got a little look at Mavropanos and Kudos during the week in the European game, and they both look quality. So we bought well, and in the past we haven't. And this is like the likes of Chelsea now are suffering because they haven't bought well. They just bought in masses and lots of money. It didn't necessarily buy well. Now, whether we give this, I don't believe it can be all Steinen, but between Moyes and Steinen and Noble and whoever, we have bought well this time. And so far, all the players I've seen, can't think of anyone, they've all seemed to be working out. So let long may that go. But that's the reason I think we are a better team because of the recruitment, not necessarily because, you know, Rice was holding us back. I don't believe that. Rice was great for us. He was a great player. But if we'd bought well and Rice still there, I think we'd be better as again. Yeah, so.
Good evening, Brother Wally. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good evening, everybody. Amani, lovely Amani. Hope you're doing well. She went to a game yesterday. Amani. She went to a West Ham game.
Yeah, I just said hello to you last night on your stream. My I got the impression she must have been there. I went, well done, Harmonie. She wanted to see a real team. Good girl.
Yeah. She got a good deal as well, actually.
Yeah.
Wally, sell your injured players in FPL. Afternoon, Inky mate. Well, good evening, Inky mate, should I say. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Thanks, Manny. Do I transfer them? Yes, you transfer them out, Wally. Hey up, geezer. You're still massive.
Just about, yeah, just about, Manny. We're holding on to it. Yeah.
Inky says we haven't had rain for minutes. It's been raining.
Yeah, man. I can't remember the last time I saw rain. To be honest, I can't remember. It's that long ago.
Cieran, I bumped into Stinky Turner on Thursday.
Who's that? Who's that, Harmonie? Stinky Turner. Don't know.
Tropical storms headed here, so it will rain all weekend.
Yeah, Wally's getting it.
I would, Wally, but you may want to keep them on your bench. Okay, thanks, Amani. Nice, Wally. Love storms. Inside, hide inside. Have your gallons of Joe. Lots of coffee in it, I'm assuming. Hello, brother Lawrence. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hello, from Lexington, Kentucky, USA. Come on, you irons.
Yeah.
How about those new signings? Really good. Really good. I were impressed with Mavropanos and Kudos yesterday. Really good players.
Yeah, I suppose I don't like getting carried away with it. We've got to put it in context because this weren't the best team in the world, was it? So, it's not at the level of the Premier League, but still, they both, look good. He looks exciting, Kudos. That's what I get excited about. When he went on that little dribble through the middle, went past about 3 of them, and getting his goal as well amongst all that big timber in there for him to get the head on and direct it perfectly in the corner. Yeah, everything about him looks exciting. Everything about him, and I just hope it carries on. Yeah, I noticed. I think they only sold about 40,000 tickets for that game. I say only. Jesus Christ, there's still a good crowd there. Yeah, so it was nice to get over it because we did wobble there for a while. We did wobble. You get a little bit nervous. Is it one of them nights that you're not? Because we've had loads of them nights. It looks like don't matter what you do, you ain't scoring. Yeah. And it was looking like that for a little while. But, they got it done in the end. And again, thanks to Ward-Prowse, his corners, man. He put about 4 of them on the head of people to score. And probably Mavropanos was very unlucky not to score his one. Ogbonna could have scored his one. But he did get another 2 assists. Amazing.
Is Ogbonna getting too much unfair criticism?
Absolutely. Yeah, put it in the context. He had a good game, mate. Absolutely, Stu, because he made one bad mistake, and that's it. And who doesn't do that? If you look at Souček came on as substitute, and the first thing he did was lose the ball in the midfield.
Yeah.
Right. But you've got to remember when Ogbonna does that, he's the last man, and that's why it cost us dearly. Where Souček's didn't. Everybody will lose it. I see Kudos lose the ball in that game. No one's going to mention that, when he shouldn't have done. I see Paqueta, a square ball right across the midfield straight to one of their players, put them on the attack. People ain't going to mention that because Paqueta played really well as well. He had a great game. But everybody makes mistakes. Only difference was Ogbonna's was crucial, because he was the last man. And of course, he had a good game. And that happens. In the end, it didn't matter. It's not. If we'd lost it 1-0, I think there could be, more of a case of him getting more stick for it because he would put his hands up as well and say, I cost us a game.
Yeah, he's apologised. He's openly apologised to fans.
Well, he shouldn't have to because it's part of football making mistakes, and that's it. You make mistakes. It's as simple as that. If you, Antonio, a beautiful ball by Paqueta, put him through, and his heavy touch first. Paqueta was fuming at him because he should have scored, but people ain't going to mention that. they're not going to go on about that because he didn't score. But it was a mistake. I mean, he should have scored. Or at least get his shot on target. He should have been able to control it and put the shot on target. And he didn't. But that's it. All players do that. If you... There's an old saying, Stu, you know, show me a goal, I'll show you a mistake. And it's very true. Every goal that's scored, I can show you a mistake in that defence. What's construed as a mistake. But in real life and in live football and at that pace, it's unfair to analyse it like that.
Totally agree. I do. I totally agree. And it's just brother Titch is getting his headphones in. I'll give him Isaiah now. His brother Titch is ready. Bless him. Geezer, my man, and Lawrence says I agree with you. That's Stu. We are a better round team. Hammers and Leeds have done some really clever business. Kinroad Blue team just spent lots of money. Sums it up. Now then, brother Titch, how we doing?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Oh yes.
How you lot doing?
Good, bro. How are you?
I was listening on my phone, and then the last thing you lot were talking about, because I was probably behind a bit, was Ogbonna. Is he? You know, I don't follow anybody, so is he getting stick? Yeah.
I get a stick, yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. He, as he's my friend, good friend, he phoned me. He said, "Look, I knew I had to do something for the team, take one for the team. We weren't looking like scoring. I had to give him a goal to give us a kick up the arse. So that's why I go on as that. You know what the funny thing is, though? When it happened, the commentator, whoever's commentating at the time, said, listen, that might actually be what West Ham need. So, of course, he didn't do it on purpose. It's a mistake. You know, what I liked about David Moyes is in the interview, when asked about it, he said, listen, yeah, it's a mistake. He said, but I've made plenty of mistakes. So he didn't sort of, you know, everybody does it. And yeah, all right, we won the game and maybe we would have had a different response. But Moyes come out and said, listen, we all make mistakes and I've made plenty of them. So it's nothing. It's nothing. It can happen to the best of them.
It led to a goal. That's the thing. And it happens, mate. And I'll say every player in that team made mistakes on that night. Every one of them. Yeah, that one was just. And I even thought the pass by Ward-Prowse to him was under hit. And I actually, honestly, in my head when I was watching it live, I went, Prowse, he doesn't want it there, mate. That's what I said. I said he doesn't want it there, and he got caught. You know, I don't think Prowse should have gave it to him there. But
this is the thing, right? Cieran is a real football person. So am I. And you know, sometimes you listen to people and they're not football people. As he was saying that, I was going to say, I felt if you want to split hairs or you're going to go to the fine detail, the pass was under hit, and he actually had a better option as a right. Whoever was in the next centre back or cross, and it was unopposed. Nobody could have shut that man down. So you've actually put him under pressure. Yes,
absolutely.
But there was a better pass and a better option where there's no danger.
See, if he had hit that pass right for us, mate, it would have been to his feet. He would have pushed it out to his right.
Yeah.
Ogbonna straight away because there was weight on the pass, and it gives him space to put it out to the right. Yeah. And he didn't, so he had to step into it. And now the guy's close. So Ogbonna tried to protect the ball and got caught. But you know, say if you want to split hairs, like you say, Titch, is that a mistake by Prowse? Because it weren't a good pass to him. Right. Ultimately, Ogbonna will put his hand up and say, "Yeah, fucked up. I still should have been able to get rid of it."
Yeah,
but he didn't.
Also, you know, he showed a bit of maturity by not dragging him down. It's He could have panicked and pulled that.
That'd have been gone.
Yeah,
but he chose. He knew not to do it. So I thought he showed a bit of maturity anyway.
I think Ward-Prowse's pass was sort of indicative of the West Ham in the last 10 or 15 minutes and then the start of that half. It was just lackluster. It wasn't good enough, and we kind of just run out of ideas. So, and ultimately, that is what we needed to actually go on and win that game. It was. So, you know, I haven't watched anyone, but if anybody is, then they're not real football people. You know, it's a genuine mistake that anybody can make.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a shame that.
That Onana's goalkeeping for Man United probably cost them the game.
Yeah, and you know,
isn't it?
Top level goalkeeper, I can't excuse that. That there, it does happen. Look at David De Gea against us last season, when the ball trickled in from Benrahma. But it happens. So,
but at the end of the day, Ogbonna's mistake didn't cost us anything.
Yeah, and if we'd have lost the game, if it was Man City and that goal, they beat us 1-0, I'd be of the same opinion. It happens. It's football. You understand? It happens. It's different if you get the ball on your goal line, you stop it, you're standing there doing step overs and all that, and you're taking a piss, and then you fall over and somebody scores. That's not a mistake. You're a fucking idiot. You understand what I'm saying, Drew? So it's the context of a mistake. You know, some are own goals. You try and clear it, and it slices it, and it goes back in your goal. Then there's the real stupid own goals where you're thinking, come on, man, it was harder to score. So you have to look at it for what it is, and it's just a genuine mistake.
For what it is, exactly.
I've seen players miss open goals and not get hardly any stick at all.
Yeah,
They miss the sitter.
Yeah,
that's right. Haaland missed an absolute open goal against us last week.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Now, Ogbonna in this game had a good game.
And unlike Haaland, Ogbonna is not a regular. So, you know, these people in and out of the team and, you know, they play when they're needed rather than as a regular. So it's you know, you've got to expect some rustiness from these type of players playing at this sort of level. One thing that, you know, I can say West Ham it's a you know, people were playing down the opposition, but they are top of the Serbian league, and the team that's third, which is obviously Partizan Belgrade, played Man City in the Champions League. So we played better opposition than Man City. And I think that they changed up their team completely for West Ham. The guys said that they had like only one recognised forward player in the start. Now in their division, they're scoring like average 2 goals a game. So they've changed the way they play, obviously. We nearly got West Hammed. They nearly West Hammed yesterday with that.
They did, it was that attack versus defence, and they were pretty solid for most of that, especially the first half. They were solid. And it was hard to break through, but there were still chances there, like the couple of headers probably should have done better with, but we weren't getting through them enough. We weren't threatening them enough. We weren't testing their goalkeeper. But we got there in the end, and that's all it counts with. We know, group stage, getting the 3 points on the board, and move on to the next one.
How many changes did Moyes make as well for that game?
So at least 6, Titch. At least 6.
The whole back 5 was, you know, keeper and defenders was all changed. Kudos, Benrahma came in. He didn't start the last game. That's 7. Yeah, it might have been 7 changes. So it's going to be sort of
catch up with some of these chats messages. Superb night, Wally. Harmonie went to West Ham.
Yeah, I heard you say. Yeah, I was listening.
She's got the tickets for Olympiacos and Freiburg too.
Shut for a West Ham supporter now. Done.
West Ham fan. That person who you're on about, Kieran, West Ham fan.
Oh, is that what his name is? The guy that Cockney Rejects Army, Stinky whatever. Is that what they call him? I didn't realise that was his nickname. But all right.
Everywhere she goes, she knows somebody.
Yeah, look.
She'll be getting them West Ham pajamas soon.
Don't worry about that name. I already said this. Harmonie is just like, you know, Harmonie the Hammer, or it's just, she's a West Ham. Hey, dear Luke, she's a West Ham closet West Ham fan.
Evening, ladies. Good evening, Luke Legend. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well.
Lady Luke. How you doing, Wally? How you doing, Lawrence?
Harmonie says that we got a deal, Wally, 90 quid each to attend all 3 home games, so 180 quid, and we donated £20 to Amherst Food Bank. It cost me 230 quid just for a ticket for Leeds to go away to Spurs. 230 quid it cost us just for that one game to go from Leeds to go to Tottenham Stadium.
200.
Mad. Happy with my bargain. I think and you're experiencing a different club as well, Harmonie, which is good. Brilliant, Harmonie. Luke the Legend. Hey, Titch.
How you doing, Wally? Look,
Brother Lawrence says, Titch, my brother from another mother.
big up, Lawrence. I'm cooking chicken on the barbie.
Chicken on the barbie.
So, so Stuart, you've converted. We converted you, and now you've converted Harmonie to be.
Yeah.
Look at your background. Can't get no more West Ham than that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of my brothers, you know what I mean? I've got them at the effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
You love it, mate.
I forgive Bonner. Stuff happens and we bounce back.
Yeah, God, Bonner.
Yeah. That's it. Move on.
I'm not being funny, but it's Bonner's. I'm sure he's putting in enough of a service to West Ham to warrant being able to make a mistake.
He's earned a few more mistakes as well. Trust me.
I know firsthand that you are very skilled with the barbecue, Lawrence. Thanks, Wally. I haven't lived. I should be cooking those birds in Geezer's yard.
You need to cook that possum.
Yeah, try eat that.
Yeah, look, Brother Wally says, Bonner did apologise on Twitter. Fair play to him, and I never seen a player do that. A lot of players do it, but he shouldn't have to do it. He shouldn't have to come out and apologise on Twitter. Definitely not.
Not at all.
Agree to that.
That's
but
terrible.
Fair play to him for doing it, but he shouldn't have to do it. Good evening, all you beautiful people. Mr.
How you doing, James?
Jamesy.
Larry, organise a TDT hunting trip to Cieran's yard. TDT, no, I don't film it. I'll probably end up getting into trouble for filming it, but never mind. Brother Lawrence is laughing at Harmonie. Just watch it, Titch, or you'll be doing your own ironing. Laughing her head off. Well, Harmonie the hammer.
Exactly.
Harmonie is a West Hammer. There you go. Oh, you see, that's it now, Harmonie. It's your turn to get it, my love. Thank you very much. Now you'll see. Now you'll see what it's like.
She's got a season ticket and all. Like, come on.
Wait, she's been to the London Stadium more times than I have.
I've been to the London Stadium more times than I have.
She's got a mini season ticket. She's got a Europa League season ticket.
Do you know how she got it though? Do you know how she managed to get her tickets? An anonymous person give her bought her a West Ham membership for a year, but she don't know who did it.
Nah, the truth is, she lifted up and showed her West Ham tattoo on her chest, and that's how she got it.
You're going to say, I'm glad you said West Ham tattoo then. I thought you were going to say something else. I was going to say, oh, careful. But you bunch of scoundrels, a lot of you.
Yeah.
Harmonie is a kudos. Yes, she is. She loves kudos. She thought kudos were very good. She really did.
Yeah,
and she thought West Ham were good. She told me she thought West Ham. Well, ask Harmonie, how good were West Ham? Please, because she said it. She should tell you exactly how good they were.
I tell you, someone who was levels above everybody, and that was Paqueta. This guy, the ball will come to him.
Unreal.
Like, I don't know, 8 foot in the air, and as he's bringing it down, he just sits a half volley pass, 50 yards straight into the striker's. He does it multiple times. Like he just picks a pass that you don't see, or if you do see it, you can't execute it. And yeah, he's levels above anybody on that pitch.
Yeah. Do you know what impresses me, mate? When he's really amongst it all, right, in the midfield there, got the ball, and he's so calm. When the guys are trying to take it, he just holds them on, just easy, yeah. And I'm going, get rid of it, move it, just pass it. And he's just he just takes his time, and it's really weird to watch. He just casual as, and they're brilliant with it,
And when we signed him, I remember it was a Brazilian football expert, and he said, "Look, this guy can play multiple positions." He said, "But there will be times where he tries something on the edge of the box, and he's going to lose it." So I'm going to tell you now: if Ogbono's getting slaughtered for something like that, Paqueta will do something, and we will get punished for it. But that's why you love him. He's bringing entertainment to the fans, and it won't always work, but this guy will try something in a dangerous area, and he will get the ball.
And he did. And like I said, he gave a square pass there straight to one of their players and put them on the attack. but he's always doing it. You know, he's always creating. I said that one ball he brought down and put it over the top, and the keeper came out. And the keeper got fingertips, it hit Kudus on the arm. What a ball that was. Yeah. Just didn't even think about it. Went bang, bang.
Do you know what the funny thing was, yeah? Rightly so, he slaughtered Antonio. He put the ball on the plate for him. Antonio couldn't even control that ball, yeah? And then 10 seconds later, Paqueta then gives the ball away. So as far as Antonio, I'd be like, oh, yeah, because, so he's...
I love it when he was giving it to Antonio for not finishing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And 10 seconds later, he gave the ball away with that square pass. So it was like,
yeah.
Moyes had to play attacking football yesterday because, like you said, it was other way around. Can West Ham, can David Moyes, or should I say, will David Moyes think we can play attacking football if we need to?
Well, there was no choices there. He had to break them down. And we always struggle to break teams down when they do this to us. We traditionally have. We really should. And be honest, without Ward-Prowse's corners, I'm not too sure we would have won. The corners were perfect. The Souček one was, you could see off the training ground. And he'd only just come on Souček then for a little while. And when we got that corner, and my first thing was, where's Souček? And I watched him, and he stood next to the keeper on the line. And then as the corner's taken, he just comes out and gets in front of the centre half of the front post, and bang, goal. Brilliant. It was perfect delivery. Perfect. And I say, he put one, and he delivered the one for Kudus' header to score a goal. He put one on Ogbonna's head, and he put one on Mavropanos' head. My God. The threat from the set pieces was big, and we're always going to win it from that, I think, because really we didn't open them up enough through open play. You know, the keeper really didn't make that many top saves. He made about 3, but they weren't that hard. So, yeah, it made the difference. Ward-Prowse made the difference in that game.
Do you know, I was a bit worried, when Souček scored. I saw what he'd done, and I thought actually he might be offside because Ward-Prowse places it in the middle of the quadrant. He don't put it on the byline. So I'm thinking maybe they had someone else on the line, but technically, if they didn't have someone on the line, then he would have been offside because the ball was
I think he moved that just in time, mate, to get
just in time
in front of that defender, you know.
Just in time, but I wasn't at the time. I was thinking, I wonder if he's going to be offside because I see where Ward-Prowse places the ball most of the time. It's in the middle of the quadrant.
But then again, if you're hitting a curling thing, aren't you passing it backwards? Does that count? Because you passed it.
But then the person you passed it to was beyond the ball. Like if he hadn't have made the run early, maybe he was on the goal line and Ward-Prowse didn't.
What's the rule on that? If you pass it backwards, though, does it count? Because usually it has to be a forward pass.
And it's down. That's then subjective, isn't it? Whether they say, he whipped it, he curled it, or someone says, no, you kicked it from there and he's run from there. So, I mean, it didn't come to that. But, with VAR, I was thinking, are they going to check that? It was a bit, but.
Good goal.
Yeah, it was, definitely.
Now, C is the odd one out. At least Stu and Titch combined to fly their colours. You sound like you're at Carrow Road with the Canaries.
I didn't think the birdies were that loud this morning. Are they? They were earlier. Earlier they were going bonkers.
When you first came on, they was loud. Yeah, because I was.
The magpies here, and there's another little birds here. They've got a black head, and sort of grey. They got a beautiful bird song. They go bonkers. And I think they'll calm down now. The morning's, it's over. The early morning's over, so they should be quiet now.
Love him, Larry. Oh, right, this is about Kudus. Love him, Larry. Got him in my FPL team for the past 3 weeks. So Manny thinks that is brilliant. Kudus.
And he'll get better as well. And, just to see Kudus and Paqueta in the same West Ham team, obviously he will get better, but those are the players. And, a lot of time you only get one of them if you're lucky. But, those two on form would be, really, really good for West Ham.
I just don't know where he fits though, Titch.
Yeah.
Really, he's ideally where Bowen needs to be. And that's why I'm not sure how we play him week in, week out. You know, or is this part of the bigger picture looking ahead to see that we might lose Bowen? You know, that we might sell him in January, or someone might come in with a big offer. I wonder whether this. I just don't see him replacing Bowen because we're good, we're strong there with him, and he does a lot of defensive work for Moyes as well, Bowen. So I don't know. To me, can he go on the left?
That's
probably not
right.
his position. I'd replace him.
The right is not his only position. It's the right, or it's the 10.
Middle. Yeah, I know. I just don't know where he would. Let's say if we started him against Liverpool, where would you put him? You wouldn't sacrifice Bowen for him.
I said before he even played for us, you know, and I didn't know him, but then I've seen enough from him. I said, for me personally, the same way he tested Fornals on the left and it worked for us, yeah. I would put Kudos on the left for Ben Rama because I definitely think even though he would do better than him, I believe.
That's the only option, I think. You know, because I found Ben Rama in that game really frustrating until when he put that ball over, they scored the own goal. That Kudos, you know, could have been him. He picked up after that. The last 20 minutes, I thought he'd done all right. I thought he played better. He won the corner as well from Souček, got the goal from. But before that, he was frustrating again.
Yeah.
And I thought Ings battled well, linked up well, done all right in the game. I thought he done all right as well. So
yeah, there was one passage of play where West Ham done some quick one-touch passing. I think Ings was involved in that. It didn't mount to nothing, but Ings, Fornals, Paqueta, I think, was involved, and we had some sleep.
Yeah, there was a few good link-ups there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't think Ings suits. So I really don't think we're going to get much out, you know, with Ings. But you couldn't have. His work rate was there in that game. He worked really hard. He was moving around everywhere, trying to get involved. So I give him credit for that.
Manny's just said exactly what you just says. Only player I thought was a little off it was Ings, but he did graft hard.
Yeah, he did.
James Ward-Prowse and Kudos blew me away. You could see the goals coming from the corners. He did about 3 previously, obviously coming.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing, I've just thought about this, and I want to hear your view on this. One thing that I think Moyes should be thinking of, and especially to catch teams unaware, is I don't know whether he could play Bowen and Kudos, but during the game they just switch wings. So you understand they're not set as you're the left, you're the right. It's, you know, if it's not working, you're not getting no joy out of the right back, then you just switch them over. Now that left-hand side is none of their natural positions, but surely they can play it. They're both left-footed, so at the very least you can beat your man and whip it in or whatever. But I think that could work, and it could actually confuse teams. You know, where it's a different game plan, where it's like fluid wingers or whatever you want to call them, where they're not stuck to one wing. That could work.
I got a funny feeling though. Both players love to cut in and hit it with the left. You know, and be dangerous from that cutting in, and it gives you an opportunity to shoot on goal. And if you're on your natural side with left or right foot, then your best option then is to beat the player. You got to beat that left back and get it across. And when you look at Ben Rama, he just lacks the pace to beat the player. Nearly every good cross he puts in is when he chops back and then puts it over. You know what I mean? That he can't beat a player. He's not quick enough. He looks quick with his feet, but he isn't. He doesn't move very quick.
He's not
and it's hard to judge on that game how quick Kudos is. He looks pretty sharp. But the trouble is, these inverted wingers now that we use seem to be more effective than using, you know, your natural left and right winger. And so Bowen has been effective with it. So I don't know what they'd do. I really don't yet. I'm not sure Kudos will start against Liverpool. I don't think he will. I think he'll go with a tried and true. But I'd like to see him on the left, but I don't know whether it'd suit him. I think he likes coming in on his left from the right and having a pop.
the one reason he would be better than Ben Rama is that he's better at dribbling. You know, he's better at beating players. And you know, he's the coach at the Danish team he played for. He said, you know, he just got this ability to. You think he's going to fall over whilst he's dribbling, and he showed that last night for us as well. Where so he has that ability, and yeah, he might be more comfortable cutting in, but once you beat your man and you still got the whole of the 18-yard box to do, then it's kind of like, you know, like, yeah. So I just think he'll be a better option overall than Ben Rama, even though that's probably not his preferred wing to be playing on.
Lawrence says Ings is always off. He gives nothing to the team. I think he gives effort. I think he gives effort, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he just doesn't fit. He just.
Brother Lawrence says, can Bowen play left?
That's what I'm saying. He's never played there, but it would be, you know, if in training they should be at least trying those two on the left and just seeing how. Do you understand those two players? Because ultimately, you know, they're better than Ben Rama. Do you understand? And we ain't got an abundance of wingers. Cornet's another one, which obviously he ain't done anything. So I would be at least looking at them on that left wing in training and trying to instill some things into them that maybe they're not, you know, they're not too familiar with, and just see like in the training session.
Andy, please stay safe in that fighting arena. They are fraudsters and have lions.
Where's that?
Andy, I'm Spartacus. He says, and a man is saying, please stay safe in that fighting area. Arena. Bandit, Anthony was
caned
for spinning around with the ball with one foot like a ballerina. I loved it. Big up, Charlie. Charlie, I hope you're doing well.
C-Dub, Mally. C-Dub.
Hey, Charlie. Hope all are well. Adam says, hi, Cieran and Titch.
How you doing, Adam?
Agree, kudos on the left. Benny is too slow. Is Benny more of a luxury player than Titch?
I wouldn't say that. I would say he's probably better as a number 10 than he is as a winger. He's not a winger. He's not. He's not in the Premier League. He's not fast enough. He's not direct enough. He's not clinical enough in his decision making as well. He loses the ball so much. He's frustrating. So, but I think he'd be better as a 10 than as a left wing. And
Brother Lawrence says, I think Machapurnas played well and love his size. He was a striker, wasn't he, Titch, before he became a defender?
Yeah, when he was way, way younger. But yeah, he's technically a good player. And yeah, he done well.
I shall try my best with the sword and sandals. Hope you're doing well, Bandy. Was Alvarez suspended for yesterday's match? He wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, he was which would have been through playing for Ajax in Europe last year. I think he got a red card, Wally, in his last game. So yeah, that obviously carries over. Oh, what's that, Harmonie? I think exactly that. Maybe. What is that for, Harmonie? What in response to what?
Yes, Wally. He was suspended according to Brother Lawrence. Wally World, Brother Lawrence Watkins. If they are Clark sandals, you're winning hands down, Bandy. Kudos improves our pace immensely.
I hope so.
Yeah, see, he's another one. I don't think he's overly quick, but
I'm not sure. Yeah,
it's his dribbling ability and his ability to beat a player. So when he gets past you, he gets past you. He's not dilly-dallying, doing nothing and just slowing it down. Like once he can beat you and go, you understand? So he's more direct and knows what to do with the ball.
I wonder, to ask Harmonie that, I wonder what the stadium was like when West Ham got their first free kick outside the box and Ward-Prowse stepped up. I bet there was a lot of excitement in the ground. Because that was his first chance, wasn't it? First free kick we had outside the box. And defender done well to get a flick on his head.
You see, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I was watching Charlie's watch-along. And at half-time, can't remember who it was, so I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not going to call any names out. Charlie will be able to tell you. But somebody says that first half were a painful watch. Now I watched that game and I thought West Ham played well. I thought it were an entertaining first half.
Yeah, it wasn't painful. It was just a bit frustrating. The more it wore on, you think, they're getting a bit more into the game, and we are kind of running out of ideas. But it weren't painful. It was kind of refreshing to see West Ham have so much possession. We didn't do much with it, but it was different than what we're used to. So it wasn't painful. It was just like, after the first 15 minutes, you're thinking, right, we're going to score soon. And then it was like, okay, we're not going to score. And then after that 30 minutes, it was like, we ain't going to score. Definitely not in this half. So, but not painful. Not for me, it weren't painful. It was just like a bit frustrating.
Do you think once people make up their mind about, and I'm talking about general society, once people have made up their mind about a manager, a player, it's extremely difficult to change their mind. If you know what I mean, like Moyes, I mean, like you said, Cieran, right? You don't like his style of football, but he's done well to get West Ham where he's got him in.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, mate. Even my boy Cieran said yesterday, mate. But Dad, at the end of the day, whether we like him or not, he's given us 3 years of European football, and for him, that's the first time that he's experienced it, and he's had 3 years of it, so he appreciates that, and I do. But I say I'd prefer to get there playing a style of football that I enjoyed more. Now, if you get frustrated, let's put it out. We're watching that game during the week was they done what West Ham do. They had a low block and stuck all the bodies behind the ball, and it's frustrating. And it's not particularly for a neutral an exciting game to watch if it stays like that all the time. If the counter-attacking is good, it does make it a good game. You can enjoy it. And like I said, the Brighton game was enjoyable because our counter-attacking was second to none. It was on point. It was fantastic on the night. And it ends up being a great win. But it's just how you get it. Look, every manager's got a different philosophy how to get there. We hear Ange every week and we know what his philosophy is. And the Tottenham fans are enjoying where they are. And enjoying watching it, and regardless if Arsenal thump them this week, I don't think they'll give up on it. They'll enjoy the football they're watching, and you can get results playing football like that. It doesn't always have to be, with 9 men behind the ball. And the point that Charlie's making there is a good point because Bowen on the right does so much defensively when we haven't got the ball, to back up Soufal down that right. You'd lose if you move him, you'd lose it. Kudos might not be that. I don't know what he could be like. He might get back and work hard defending, but you need that. If you play the low block we do, you need that right and left wingers coming back and helping out the left and right back.
Yeah, anyway. It can. Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to that. It can work. Yeah, but as long as both players are doing a similar role on both wings. You understand? Yeah. So, like I said, if you at least trial it in training, then you get a better understanding of are they capable of playing on both wings. But if so, then it's an added string to the bow, and it's tactically it's something where you can change during the game without making a sub. So, yeah.
I'm getting back to your point, what you just made about Big Ange, Matt Cieran. This is the first time the Tottenham fan base feel confident of getting a type of result going to Arsenal. They feel confident.
Probably overconfident.
They're not saying that they're going to win 5-4, 5-0. They reckon it could be 2-1 all, or even at best a nick a 2-1 win. But they feel comfortable. They feel more happier going to this game than they did going.
I'm sure last year they didn't think they could win. Now they think there's a chance, and that's what you want as a fan.
Conte and Mourinho, none of them the fans didn't hold any faith at all. But with Big Ange to do. Yeah,
and that's what he instills in it. And look, they've enjoyed 5 games in. That's what you got to take into context here. Only 5 games in, but they've enjoyed watching, and they're unbeaten. And they've enjoyed the football and enjoyed the goals. And he'll try and do exactly the same against Arsenal, and it may work and it may not, because Arsenal are, at the end of the day, Arsenal are a better team, a lot better team at the moment. You know, so he's only been here 2 minutes. You know, Postecoglou. He hasn't been able to mould that team yet, and he just lost Perisic this week, didn't he?
Is he injured?
Yeah, all season apparently.
All season.
So, yeah, I think he's out for a long time, isn't he?
I think Arsenal haven't hit top gear yet this season, so
No.
it wouldn't surprise me if Spurs went and beat them. You know, like, because obviously Big Ange's new and Arteta's now, you know, he's added and he's been there a while now. Then and it's at the Emirates, but it's a North London derby, and Arsenal have not hit top gear yet. So
Yeah,
whatever happens in that game won't surprise me. Whatever happens in that game.
And I think as a fan, that's what you want, isn't it? You just want to feel that you can win it. Whether you do or not, it doesn't matter. You want to feel that you've got a chance, and the Tottenham fans will feel they've got a chance. So who knows?
Well, the good news for Tottenham is Arsenal are going to be without Martinelli, but the bad news is Trossard's going to be is a really good replacement to have on bench.
He's starting to find his form, isn't he, Trossard? But he's starting to look good, really good.
Yeah, I agree. Charlie thinks that Benny is a Premier League winger, just in a different team. The positions he ends up taking is giving Moyes tactics on his surveys the highlights of Ben Rama's negative, in my opinion.
Or he's just shit, Charlie. Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you know, Moyes can take the blame for some of it, but there's time. Every time he got, especially yesterday, until he actually set up the goal. Every time he got the ball, he just runs into nowhere, into trouble, loses it, and every single time. So you can't blame Moyes for that. So
no.
I think yes, he would be better in a different setup. Yes, he might even look like a better winger, but I think ultimately his best position would be as a 10 rather than as a winger, because he hasn't got the pace and his decision making can't be blamed on Moyes. So I just think, for me personally, he looks like a number 10. You know, when you look at him for Brentford, it was always goals from, you know, in between like a 12-yard in the middle of the box, outside the box. That was his range. So he's kind of, that's his area to work within. So yeah, I think he would be better as a number 10. And yes, he would be good enough in the Premier League. I just don't think he's a Premier League winger.
Yeah.
Amani, this is when you asked Amani when she said it, she said that she agrees. She said that earlier that Kudos and Bowen, I agree with you, it will terrify defences.
Yeah, those two for me is definitely the strongest two that can play on the wing, and it's just, can Kudos play on the left?
West Ham played well in the first 35 minutes and could not get clean shots on goal. TSC was playing Moyes ball.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And when they scored as well, it was like, this is just West Ham. West Ham.
Yeah, they had about 30 supporters there. It was good for them, wasn't it? At least it's good for that. Look, they're a tiny, small club. For them to score a goal, you know, away from home and take the lead, it was good for them. And it gave them supporters that made all that trip. You know what I mean? To something to cheer. That was good.
I just saw Cieran Jr.'s peanut head pop around the corner.
Was it?
He's gone now. He's gone. Yeah.
The ground sank a little, like they expect him to score every time. This is Ward-Prowse. Everyone's taken to him so quickly and well. A lot of buzz around the place. Nobody believed you wouldn't turn it around and win. And this is just like us, Titch. It's not like us to have the ball. It takes some getting used to.
Is Bandy Leeds though?
Yeah. Bandy's a Leeds fan. Yeah,
but Leeds have decent position though. West Ham don't have a lot of possession most of the time.
Yeah, but I think under Farke you can see a style of play, and it's working as front three, as front four, but as front It's front three interchange, and it's working, and it's confusing opponents. And I think that's what's happened. And Bandy's what's the ball with Wink. We are undefeated in Europe for 2022 and 2023.
Yeah, yeah, we're absolutely. Hey, we are massive. I find it funny, Stu. I popped on here, Titch, last night on his chat, and at least started having a pop at me. Well, it was funny.
Lee.
Yeah, I said we were massive, and he said, "Go steady on, Cieran." Oh, good.
Did he get out of the wrong side, Steve?
No, I tell you honestly, honest to God, I've told Cieran, but influence of Kieran's got on him. He talks about him all the time. But he feels confident enough to stand up to him. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
Charlie Benrammer is just too slow. Didn't you lose in April or May 2022?
No. No, we had a draw. We won every game and drew one. There you go.
Man, I like and respect what he has done for our team, but on the left, he is a challenge for him. Man, my memory could be lacking. And stop, Benny definitely isn't quick. That's very true. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. But it is given how he is being played. So he's deep and so wide.
Just going back to your comment, Stu, or question, sorry. Once you make up your mind about a player, Benrammer had a period last year where he changed. I believe, me and Cieran, had a different opinion because he was actually West Ham's best player in some of those games, right? But then when you see, and this season, it's back to what it is. It's like, okay, was that just a little purple patch for him? Because when you said somebody in Charlie's chat said, "Oh, it was painful to watch," he was painful to watch in that first half. West Ham wasn't painful; he was very painful to watch in that first half. And when he was, doing well for the team last year in a struggling team, and he was actually a lot of the time, he was a shining light. We gave him credit for that. So it's not like you're constantly, but overall, he's just frustrated, man. He's not good enough overall. He will have good games, he'll have good moments in games, but overall, he ain't good enough. That's what I believe. Yeah.
No wrong with that. There's no wrong with that. I mean, it reminds me so much of Jack Harrison. Can have 3 or 4 good games, but then he'll go missing for 10. And he runs down into he always runs into a cul-de-sac. Always when he's running with ball, runs into people. There's nothing about him. There's no product with Jack Harrison unless he has that purple patch of 4 games. When he scored a hat-trick against
I'm about to say, Benrammer's never scoring. Ain't ever going to score a Premier League hat-trick.
Yeah, but neither was Jack Harrison again.
He done it though.
But he won't do it again because that was just a one-off for him, really. Everything fell to him at the right time, at the right place at right time. But he won't do that again. Never do that again. And I'm sure Harmonie will tell. Not for 18 months, Titch.
Oh, you ain't had possession.
Bandit Elite fan. Wow, that's 3 of us.
Well, who's the 3? Because Harmonie's West Ham, Stuart's West Ham. So Mount, Bandy. Who's the 3rd one?
Well, you can always feel safe in chat, mate. Don't you worry. Harmonie will look after you. We lost to Frankfurt in 2022.
Did we? Don't remember that. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I was talking about that 22. Gotcha. The semi-final. I'm only thinking about the Conference League, unbeaten in the Conference League, which, quite frankly, we should have been unbeaten in that Conference League. Bloody teams we played. It weren't the hardest. It didn't get hard to the semi-final and final.
Brighton lost their first game at Conference. They were playing Conference League, weren't they?
No, they're in the Europa League.
Who's it? Conference
Villa.
League?
Villa lost their first.
Villa lost.
Against.
Yeah, there's a wake-up call for both them teams, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, their first game in Europe for Brighton ever, and you know they've been smashing it in the Premier League. Yet they lost
And
at home.
both of Brighton's goals were penalties. They were penalty, but I'm saying nothing
Yeah.
from play. And they both went to VAR, so the ref obviously initially didn't even.
Yeah, I know. The ref got both wrong, Titch. He got both wrong. You know, and this is where VAR can work for you, because in another day, you know, there still would have been 2-0 down, Brighton, because he didn't give either penalty, and both of them were stonewall penalties.
Exactly.
You know, and then you wonder why, you know, supporters moan about the referee. Well, to me, there were obvious penalties, and he didn't give them.
Yeah, and.
Well, speaking about VAR, can we touch on Martinelli's offside goal with Everton, where even because Neville even says, "Oh, well, is that the best line we can get?"
Yeah, exactly.
From
That's a
all
joke.
cameras. Yeah. You know, he says, "Is this the best line we can actually get?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't look offside originally, did he?
But. Also, no, he didn't. And also, I look at the lines where possible. You know, the 6 yard, where, and even that implied that he was well on. Yeah, not well, but he was on side. So I don't know how they come up with these lines and all. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he looked on side from the lines on the pitch.
Even Neville says, "I don't know about that," didn't he? He did say that, didn't he?
Mm. I don't know.
He wasn't sure about the line. He says, "Is that the best line we can get?"
And some of the managers are complaining. They're saying you're looking at the wrong angles. You know, they're looking at another angle and they're seeing, well, he's onside, and so it's not even like objective lines that they're using. You know, people seeing different angles and stuff like that. But he looked onside to me.
Yeah, because you know, and Paul Martinelli scored that goal. Thought he scored a beautiful goal. Ends up getting not only does it goal get taken off him, he ends up having to go off with an injury.
Yeah,
right, double whammy for him, bless him. Amani, sorry, I was thinking about Benrahma. You didn't win the final in 2022, so you obviously lost.
No, you read that wrong. Go back, Stu. She says we didn't win the final in 20, so obviously we lost. She said, not you, we. She's West Ham now.
One loose out, Ben. We need more speed from the left winger. Do you need speed, though, as a winger? Do you need speed, man? Or do you need dribbling ability?
It definitely helps.
It helps. I saw that boy. Who was it? Since I mentioned to you the other day.
Oh, the one from Burnley, you said.
What was it? Who was he playing for?
Oh, no,
was
Doku. Sorry, Doku. You're talking about.
No, Doku, and then Oshieda or Moshin.
Oh yeah, Burnley. You spoke about him.
Well, he's quick. That's the kind of pace you want for me as a winger. But yeah, you're not going to get that from Benny. He's quick feet. He's got quick feet, but he's not quick on running. He can't run that fast. So,
and you, all right, let me put it into as an example, right? Bowen is not quick-footed, but he's a powerful runner and he's quicker than Benrahma. Now, you look at the influence he has on the team. Benrahma's more skillful, more trickery, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But who has the more influence on the game over the course of the season? It's Bowen, because he's faster and he's more powerful and he's running, and he's more direct and he's running as well, and he's stronger. So all of the traits that you need in that position, you know, like Mo Salah, he's got it all. He can dribble, he's got fast feet, and he's fast, but he's also strong as well.
He's strong.
When you play in those sides, someone like Luis Diaz for Liverpool, he's quick. You understand? And he's decisive. He does what he's got to do. So if you're not built like that, then you have to, you've got to just keep yourself out of the physical. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You have, and so someone like Diaz is very slight, he's skinny, but he uses the attributes because he's out on the wing. Okay, if you're going to be built like that, you better have something else about you. He's got the speed. You understand? He can get away from players,
and the fact if you're known for his speed, you're known. There's nothing worse for me when I played right back is knowing that this guy, he's a speed merchant, right? And it affects your game because you've got to think about that now more and more, because you can't let him square you up and just knock the ball past you, because he's winning that foot race. So it affects the defender you're coming up against if you've got that pace. He don't know whether to commit, to stay off, stand back, just shadow you, try and get you down the line, don't let you come in. You've got so much to think about with a fast, and it doesn't affect the game, and it affects that defender's game.
Dan James is a prime example of that, Dan James is small, don't want to get involved in a physical battle. So what he does is he knocks the ball past the wing, and then he's off. It's gone. It's gone.
Right.
He knocks the ball past and runs, and he's gone. That's what he relies on, is his pace.
And listen, I started out as a right back. Then I was playing adult football as a kid, right? And then I moved to the wing. So pace, I can move fast. So that pace, if I'm defending it, I was comfortable with that. But I also knew once I get on the wing, when I need to, because obviously I was smaller than everybody else, and you're coming up against big men. So where possible, when I kick the ball and I'm gone, so I know what I want from a winger. Winger is, listen, beat your man. Do you understand? So I could do that. I could kick it past him and just run past him. So that's why I kind of value speed as a winger, because I used to play in that position and I know how it gets you out. I didn't need to get into any physical with these people who would just wipe me out, because I'm gone. You can't catch me.
The one that coach shows at Surfers used to tell our wingers, mate, don't get in a physical battle with them or try and skip past them or try and be tricky. Just knock it, because we had two fast boys on the wing. Said, knock it down the line, mate. He ain't beating you, right? And then he can't get near you without chopping you down, right? And going for you and knock the ball. Just knock it past them. Don't, get all this trickery and try and nutmeg them or trying to get past. That's what they want. They want that so they can get a boot in and foul you as well. So just knock it past. They can't do anything. And that's why you got the likes of Carl Walker, because of his pace, mate. It don't matter what winger you put up against him, they've got a hard job. Yeah, because he's so quick.
Mbappe, look at Mbappe. That speed is just that's a massive part of his game. So you kind of want your wingers to have speed, man. And if they ain't got speed, then they've got to be like a Bernardo Silva, who's his brain and technical ability.
Yeah, have the brain, quickness of thought and decision making. Yeah, that's what you want.
If you've got both quickness on thought and pace, you've made it, and you're laughing, aren't you? You're laughing all the way to a full-time whistle, aren't you? If you've got both quickness on thought and pace, you're laughing. Me and Stu on the same wavelength with Benny and Jack Harrison. A man is in agreement with me. Benny's biggest problem isn't his ability; it is his decision making. He wastes so many. He wastes so many making their own decisions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Decision making isn't good at all.
Mark says Adam, Bandy, and me, and I knew Bandy was a loyal fan. Some are easily turned, but not the three amigos. Cheers, Malk. Much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated.
Can I just maybe Charlie was alluding to this, One thing I'd say in Ben Rama's defense is the tactics don't help him, right? So he might get the ball and he might not be deep. He might be actually high up the pitch. There's time where he gets it high and he's losing it. Now, if he had a De Bruyne supporting him, he would know if I give it to him and run off my defender, he's going to thread it through, and I'm entering the box. He doesn't have that at West Ham. But there's certain times where if all else fails, keep the ball, give it back to somebody. He just runs into trouble too much. You understand? So I understand he doesn't have the support where you think actually he needs players that would just quickly bounce him 1-2. If he was every time he got the ball, he had Paqueta next to him, you'd see a better Ben Rama, because Paqueta will just say, get it off me, give it back to you. Just run off your man, we do a 1-2. You understand? So in that respect, but still, when he gets the ball and I can see options for him, there might not always be forward options. He just loses the ball way too much. So I think tactics play a part, but I think ultimately it falls on him as to why I don't really rate him too highly.
Are you well, Mr. Babybel King? Yeah, the king of the Babybel. As a former referee, I can tell you that the worst thing you can call a ref is a cheat. However, with the advert of VAR, we can see some refs are indeed cheating in the VAR room.
Well, that or they're just incompetent, Bandy. I'm not sure yet. But
yeah.
I'm surprised, though. I'm really, really surprised that they haven't turned to ex-professional footballers.
Nah, because that's their little group, innit? We're the referees, and they don't want no one infiltrating that.
No.
Even though it would be for the better of the game.
I think it would.
Yeah.
I am well, Harmonie. How are you? Hope you enjoyed your sights and sounds of our big, somewhat empty bowl yesterday. Perfect explanation, Titch.
It wasn't that good.
I don't even know what that was for.
What was it? I know.
Yeah. What, are you up with the chat, Stu?
More or less.
Because sometimes it'll come out, but it's like 10 minutes ago, and you kind of.
No. Well, people, I'm 6 minutes behind.
Okay.
With Diaz,
So no,
wanted him at West Ham a few years ago. Yes, Charlie, I met you a great atmosphere, and they didn't mind a dirty Leeds fan being there. To some ribbing but truly lovely time. The fans made my night. I am the European mascot, apparently.
Look at her. She's loving it. She's getting what's the word? What's the word?
With everyone's comments, Benny struggles at times with big physical beat right backs. Bowen isn't fast though. Speed can bail you out unless you're making the right decisions with the ball. Then it's useless. Bowen doesn't do stupid things like Benrahma does all the time.
But Bowen is faster than Benrahma. He's more direct. He's stronger as well. But he's definitely faster than he's definitely faster than and more powerful. He's a much more powerful runner than Benrahma.
Lawrence is saying that Bowen is more explosive.
He definitely. He knows. Yeah, when he's got to go, he goes. He doesn't really dwell on the ball too much.
Totally agree. Bowen is a lot more clinical at finishing than Benny too. Benny panics and makes odd final decisions.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, when those two are playing, Bowen actually does more defensive work than Benrahma. Therefore, you'd think Benrahma is higher up the pitch over 90 minutes, more so than Bowen. You understand? So, and that's what I'm saying. He's more powerful. He's got a better engine. He can run from one side of the pitch to the other. Look what he done for the goal that Benrahma. Was it Benrahma that set up? When Bowen ran from our 18-yard box, ran. It was Bowen, innit? Against Brighton.
Yeah.
So Benrahma set him up, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you ain't going to see Benrahma run from there to there, bring it down at first touch and finish it. You understand? Like he's not capable of doing that from start to finish.
Lawrence, the other problem is Benny slows it right down to try and take on players. Bowen doesn't bother with that nonsense.
It's true. That's true. He don't.
He does. He seems to kill the attack because he's so slow with it and pulls it backwards, instead of with the momentum. When you see Bowen, he just fucking head down, going.
Yeah.
Everyone better keep up with him, Antonio, you better get in the middle because I'm off.
Harmonie, I'm glad when Stu mentioned it in the live chat yesterday that you was at the game. I did worry that you might have a rubbish time given the rain and lack of people there and whatnot. I watched the game and I thought it were a good game. I really did. Harmonie's new name is Harmonie the Hammer. That would be a WWE.
That's a wrestling name.
Yeah, name. Harmonie's left nerd up. I've got there you go. You see, I told you I wasn't that far behind me, chat guys. I told you. I'm up to date. It was cold. I was still shivering today.
Where's Lee?
Probably asleep, mate. Probably
okay.
sleepy. Yeah, probably asleep today. We did a show this morning, show this afternoon, FPL show tonight, and this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, been a busy day. Been a busy day. It's all good. It's all
Well,
good.
so I never saw. I didn't even get highlights here yet of your whole game, Stu. Now 0-0. Yeah. How did that go?
Yeah. It was a difficult evening. If I'm honest, we controlled a lot of it. We controlled a lot of game. Obviously, when we went down to 10 men, when Roden went off, it changed it. Hull were in you know, Hull were threatening more and more. They must have sit Adama Traore. Not that Adama Traore, but another Adama Traore, Mr. Sitter for Hull. I thought balance of play, 0-0, but fair result, if I'm honest.
Was it 2 yellows or straight red for Roden?
2 yellows. The first yellow shouldn't have been a yellow, I don't think. But the second yellow was definitely a yellow. Do you know what I mean?
Did Nonto come off injured? Because I looked at the flash score and I see he came off in like 23 minutes. What's wrong with him?
Ankle ligament damage.
Oh.
So, but the good thing is, we've got Somerville who can play there. Well, this is first time, Titch. We've actually got a decent squad, not just a starting 11. We've actually got some good players to come off at bench. So I'm loving life as a Leeds United fan in the Championship. I'm loving it because we aren't getting beat week in, week out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another point, isn't it? Now that was an away point, Stu, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've only lost one game, and that was against Birmingham.
Yeah. Just keep. You're going in the right direction. Just got to keep putting the points on the board. Turn these draws into wins. That's it. To keep her up there.
Yesterday was a great look at the old and new West Ham. James Ward-Prowse and Kudos finishing, and Antonio could not.
Yeah.
Genuinely YouTuber boy, I won't go that far, brother. Bandit, definitely not. Amani Lawrence, Malk, thumbs up. I just behave, Mr. Malk. We should have got more points easy. Yeah, we have dropped points throughout season, but we're still clinging on to Championship's a long, grueling season, Cieran.
Yeah.
Long and grueling. I mean, this is his third. Tomorrow it'll be his third game in a week.
Yeah, it's a lot of games, isn't it? A Championship. It's a long season. So it's a long way to go.
Yeah, it's a long. It is. It's a long way to go. And
I heard you not speak.
I've never been as laid back regarding Leeds. I haven't, honest. What will be come end of season, and if we don't get promoted at end of this season, he'll have a full transfer window to do business. And these players that we've let go out on loan, I don't want any of them back. None of them, not one of them. Don't want any of them back. We've got a better squad now than what we had when we were in Premier League.
Yeah, I heard you before I came on. You said you were speaking about Jurgen Klopp had said West Ham are
basically what he said is West Ham are David Moyes' team is better since Rice left.
Yeah,
because of the money, because of recruitment, what you've made.
Yeah, but Jurgen Klopp's only saying that just in case they don't beat us. You understand? He's trying them little mind games. But we all said if West Ham, this is before if West Ham reinvest the money wisely, we should be a better team. That's no slight on Declan Rice, but if you're going to get 105 mil and you bring in players, you're going to bring in more than one player. So if you bring in 3 players, for instance, with that money, if you do smart business, you should be a better team. You understand? So if anybody takes offense to that, you know, I don't think Declan Rice will. He should be smart enough to know, of course. You understand? Like, so if anybody takes offense to that comment, then they're maybe not looking at kind of how it's intended. You understand? Or there might be some idiots that are intending it to say like Declan Rice made the team worse. You understand? We're better off without him. That's not the case. But yeah, I'd be angry if we weren't a better team without him, because now we've got more options in that position. So he's done us a big favor by generating that money. But yeah, I think Klopp's still trying to cover his back. You know.
Do you know when we talked about when we done one for each team, Titch, and you said I'd said something about Ward-Prowse at the time. I had him in my team, so I went back this week and looked at it again. I hadn't seen it since we done.
I haven't seen it since either, but I remember you saying that. Yeah.
How long ago was that, Titch? That's quite a while ago, wasn't it? A long time ago.
Yeah.
And I did have Ward-Prowse on the bench for my one from each team. But the other thing I was talking about then was Rice, about selling Rice back then.
Wow.
And I said it at the time. I said we shouldn't be scared of selling him, because if you buy wisely, we'll be a better team for it. And I think, shit, we should clip that, because that must be nearly 2 years ago, or 18 months ago.
I'm going to check it.
Ronaldo was at Man United anyway, let's put it that way, because he was in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all it is. If you recruit wisely, you can be a better team. It doesn't mean that's no detriment to Declan Rice. That's just business, isn't it? You're getting £100 million for a player. If you spend it wisely, man, you can do well. And we did. I think we have.
The whole of Brighton's team, they did like a comparison. You know, all players values up to £26 million. That's how much Brighton paid for them players what played in that Brighton team. £26 million combined for the whole team.
Yeah, pretty good,
That's
isn't it?
Crazy, you know. So you don't need
It's
to have
brilliant. Brilliant.
Do you know what I do? What I do this what as a football fan? What really gets me go? And you know me, Titch, I'm pretty laid back, but you know these Arsenal fans, for instance. Oh, when Declan Rice were a West Ham player, oh, he's not world class. He's an average player. He's this, he's that, he's other. Goes to Arsenal. Guess what? The Arsenal fans are now saying, "Oh, Declan Rice is world class." You know what I mean? And you think you're either ignorant or you're arrogant, or is it a bit of both? You know, because you all knew how good Rice was. You were all calling it out for ages how good he was. But the Arsenal fans weren't having any of it. They weren't having any of it until they bought him. I think we are overall, our team looks and plays better. Our passing and execution has improved.
Cieran, that was 24th of January 2022. Sorry, Stuart. That's when we uploaded that.
Right. There you go.
24th.
That's
So
I said exactly. I'm glad I'm consistent with what I said, because what I said then was you shouldn't be scared of selling Rice. We should be saying use the money wisely, and exactly what's happened and what we've done. And I'm delighted. When you look at all the signings we've made, I'm happy with all of them. Alvarez, which is rare, isn't it? Yeah. Alvarez, Mavropanos, right? Ward-Prowse, Kudos. Like, they're 4 great signings at the moment. You know, they're all looking good. So it is wise investment, and let's hope we see more of it.
Yeah, and James is right in what he's saying there.
Yeah, and a more balanced, I think, James. I think a more balanced midfield. You know, Ward-Prowse as well. Like I said, I knew Ward-Prowse is a good signing, but I think there's more to him than I actually thought. And his quickness in full and what he's doing, I think it's really good. Really good. It's a lot more than I expected. And he's doing well. And his delivery on these corners, wow. Like I said, we could have had 4 or 5 goals from them, you know, during the week from these corners. You know, if they'd headed, you know, the headers were on target.
Yeah.
But brilliant.
West Ham are getting a lot of plaudits for James Ward-Prowse by saying, how did West Ham get James Ward-Prowse for only paying £35 million?
But
because now that the people have seen him in Premier League with West Ham, they're all thinking themselves that they didn't go in for him.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. You know, not in whatever games, I don't know if it was the Man City or it was that game. It might have been both the Coles, Carlton and Joe Cole. They're saying that they can't believe that no other Premier club actually showed any interest in him once Southampton got relegated. They were surprised that nobody showed any interest in him. So thankfully for West Ham, it was there was no bidding war. It was a clear run for us to just get him, which thankfully, because no one else tried to sign him.
I've been banning on about selling rights for years. At this point, I feel somewhat vindictive.
I actually, remembering that, CW, I remember me and you having a conversation about that, and we were both agreed with that. We shouldn't be scared of selling players, as long as you buy the right players to bring in. And I do remember us talking about that years ago, that especially Rice, because it was, we've been talking about selling Rice for the last 3 years. And I said, don't be scared of it. Everyone's worried about losing. Don't. Just, players come and go. All your life, players will come and players will go. And, if you look to the future now, Bowen will go. I'm sure Bowen will go to a bigger club. Eventually. I think Paquetá will go to another club. All you got to do is have systems in place like Brighton to cover that and move on. Don't be scared. Well, it doesn't mean you want to lose them. I don't. I want to keep Bowen. I want to keep Paquetá. I'm enjoying watching them two boys, especially Paquetá. You just see that brilliance he's got in him. I love players like it. I don't want to lose them, but the team doesn't collapse unless you let it. If you lose these players, what you do is bring in another one and have another one lined up now. Be looking at it now. Kudos will be if Bowen does leave. He will be the replacement for Bowen. We've already got him there. Superb.
And kudos, if he fulfills his potential, he won't be at West Ham too long either. That's
what did you pay for him, Titch?
38, I think. Charlie would know. Was it 38? But
I mean, he could be the next £100 million plus player, couldn't he? Another one, what West Ham sell?
Yeah, but I think Stuart, if West Ham, I don't know their thought process, but with all the interest he had, all the potential he's got, West Ham must be looking at, listen, we want at least, can we get 60 mil for him? So we've had him for 2 seasons, for instance. We got him for 38, whatever it is. As a minimum, do we get 60 mil? It's profit, and we go again. As a minimum, they're probably looking at him, his age, his potential, and say, look, at the very least, this should be a £60 million player.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the very least, and then it's profit at the end of the day, and you get 2 years service out of him or a year, whatever it may be. But as long as you've got a plan and you keep the likes of Ward-Prowse's, Alvarez's, you're not really looking to sell those players. You think these are the ones that are gonna bread and butter. Exactly. But now the quality, the gems and that, we know we buy them cheap or cheaper and we sell them higher. That's and then you can't have no issue with that. Paquetá, if you get 80 mil for Paquetá, we spent I think 52 on him. That's good business. And in that time, he contributed to West Ham finally winning a trophy, and it was a European trophy. So they served their purpose, and they, football is a business at the end of the day as well as entertainment.
Yeah. Now, so you've got to look at it that way, or you end up like Everton now, struggling and with no money in the bank. They've spent big. Everton, they haven't spent wisely, but they've spent big, and now they're struggling. And they're looking favourites bloody relegation at the moment. They might pull themselves out of it because there might be 3 worse teams, but they're in turmoil at the moment with their new stadium that they're building, the money that's costing. We don't want to be in that position. We want to be in a good position, and you can't keep spending money and losing money like we have done in the recent past with the likes of Allaire and Anderson. We can't be doing that. We can't be buying £40 million players and then selling them for 20. That's madness. You can't survive like that. So what we're doing at the moment, I think, and I said it at the time with Steinen coming in, the first time I've seen West Ham look to the future, and this looks good. And at the moment, everything we brought in is working. So more of it, please.
Harmonie says, I think the other teams thought he was a one-trick pony with the Saints. Now they have all woken up to the facts that of exactly what he is.
Yeah, and I don't think Ward-Prowse he's one of them that won't be going anywhere. We'll be keeping him.
Yeah,
we'll be keeping him for the next 4 years, I reckon. We'll have Ward-Prowse. That's great.
Yep.
Top Lad says, when I play FIFA or Football Manager or whatever, I kept Rice. Of course, I wanted him to stay. But in reality, sometimes you have to take a jump to move forward.
Yeah, it would have been foolish of West Ham to not sell him. West Ham sold him at the exact right time, right? And it would have been foolish of West Ham not to have sold him this summer. Like, stupid. Just to keep him. And then that sort of hinders your progress because, we've just spoken about the players that have come in as a, consequence of him leaving. So, yeah, everything I think was at the right time. Once you know he's not going to sign an 8-year contract and all of that, then this was the right time because you can get top dollar for him. As soon as there's a year left, you might get 60 as a maximum. So, it was all... How you doing, Budgie?
Good night, Budge.
Worked out.
Titch is right. Kudos was about 38 million-ish, 44.5 million euro, including Adams. Pressure off Prowse now. He's part of a team now that than being the team. Yes, part of a team rather than being the team. He was Mr. Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, he's fit in. He that in just effortlessly, doesn't he? It's just so smooth. His transition into the West Ham team. He just looks like he's been there for years. It's great.
That's what both the Coles were saying, that they thought or more is testament to him that he's been at Southampton all his life. He's coming to West Ham, that play a different sort of style of play or whatnot, and the fact that he's just seamless. He just jumped straight in. Like, he surprised the two Coles who was in the studio after the game that how seamless has been his transition, and they're actually seeing a bit more about his game than maybe they thought he had about him. Yeah, not just the set pieces, but maybe just a bit more than what they thought he had in the locker.
Yeah, you're right. But same as myself, I think we pigeonhole players sometimes, don't we? And maybe that's the reason that other clubs weren't in for Ward-Prowse, because he got pigeonholed. Yeah, great free kick taker, and that's it. But there's a lot more to him than that. And maybe teams look at this, we've already got a free kick taker, we don't need him. But there's a lot more to him than just that.
Definitely.
That's just the best part of him is his dead ball play. But he's got a lot more to him, and I'm enjoying watching.
That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Yeah, if he wasn't as good as he is as a dead ball, would you still have him in your team? And the answer is yes. He's a good player. Do you understand? He's a good player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you would. It's just an added bonus that he is so precise with his set pieces.
It's a big bonus.
Yeah.
I am very surprised that he hasn't picked up nearly nowhere near as many England caps as he should have picked up. Honestly, is it because he's got the name James Ward-Prowse why he's not particularly?
No, it's not.
A pickable player for England, because even when it started at West Ham, Gareth Southgate still chose to ignore him and go with someone else.
But
so no matter what Ward-Prowse does, for some reason he can never break into the England side.
Southgate's a fucking idiot, isn't he? So
yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, remember what you said. You asked the question once you make up your mind about a player. Maybe Southgate's made up his mind about Ward-Prowse. So whatever he does, he ain't gonna pick him. Now that a new manager comes in, and he might have a starting spot for Ward-Prowse because of his tactics and his mentality. You just don't know. Do you understand? So sometimes, yeah, it's not about the player; it's about the person that picks the team. And you know,
He was very reluctant to play Grealish as well, wasn't it?
yeah. And Madison's another
And
one that he needed
Madison.
convincing. So
Look
yeah,
what he's done with Ben White. Because Ben White did watch some videos, he dropped him.
Yeah.
It was some sort of he wanted him to watch some games or something, and he wouldn't do it or something. So, but Ben White is. Some players don't like the training side of it as much, but he don't want to say. I mean, Ben White to me is he deserves to be in that England in that England squad. But Gareth Southgate's made up his mind about Ben White, and he will never pick him again. Well, he's manager, never pick him. He'll never pick him.
prime example,
Sent
yeah.
him home early, didn't he? He sent him home early during that World Cup last time out, but he sent him home early.
Yeah.
And he wanted
Kirbishley at West Ham didn't pick Javier Mascherano for West Ham, you know, while him and Tevez was at West Ham. So look what Javier Mascherano went on to do in his career. So like I said, sometimes it's not always about the player, it's about the person picking the team. It was Kirbishley, wasn't it? Yeah, he was in charge then.
I knew about West Ham under Kirbishley, but obviously without social media back then. So what sort of a manager were Kirbishley for West Ham, Titch?
I think he was a decent manager for us, but decent, yeah. But I'm saying, look, somebody that doesn't put Javier Mascherano in the team.
There's something wrong, isn't there?
There's something wrong there. Yeah, you understand? There's something really wrong if you can't. He's not starting in your team, especially in a team that was, you know, it was a great escape when we eventually stayed up in that season. So that type of player there, you need someone like that in your team.
Even though the Welsh boy we had was playing in that position, Titch, and he was playing well.
Who was the Welsh
at the time? It was the Welsh boy, mixed race lad.
Yo, no, he's not Welsh.
Huh?
Talking about? Yeah, I know you're talking about. He's not.
He's Welsh, isn't he?
Nah, Hayden Mullins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't represent Wales, did he?
I'm pretty sure he did, mate.
Shit, did he? Was he
Welsh? I'm sure him and Collins came at the same time, I think.
No, you're talking about Danny Gabardon. Hayden Mullins.
I'm not talking. Am I?
I don't. Yeah, Gabardon is Welsh as well.
Oh, could be wrong.
I think Mullins English, but he might have even got one cap. You know, I don't think he did actually.
I don't know.
Mullins is an English former professional footballer and current manager.
He never played for England, though, did he? Nah.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, Cieran Mullins. Yeah, Mullins was in, and he was good for West Ham. But you could have got Mascherano in with him.
Anyway, it cost us a lot of money, them transfers, mate.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Pay half it to Sheffield United.
Exactly. So you might as well play the players if we're going to cost them. But yeah, Mullins was good. You know what else I like for West Ham? John Moncur. You know, different era. I like John Moncur.
He was great.
Stevie Lomas.
Yeah. Yeah,
good end to the season. For West Ham.
But I like John Moncur. He was silky. I like John Moncur.
Yeah. He's a right practical joker, apparently. He reckons he was mental.
Oh, Moncur?
Yeah. Right. Absolutely crazy, I reckon, in the dressing room. Nightmare.
Give up smoking at midnight last night. Congratulations, Budgie. No fingernails left now.
No, good news, Budge.
Which is good to see. That's good, Budgie. Thankfully, you'll soon have no hands to hold them. Yeah, everyone's saying hello to each other and laughing with each. Well done, Budgie. Keep it up. You know it makes sense.
Yeah, does it bollocks?
I'd be lost without my Eli. I mean, I were a bugger for smoking. I really was. You know, I used to go through 50 gram of baccy every day and a half. And I never had one at me. Never, wherever I went, fag were at me. I could smoke. I would have changed
Yeah,
smoking.
no, it's terrible, terrible.
I didn't enjoyed it. I enjoyed smoking. But you know, I won't go back to it now. Cieran, your new haircut is nice, mate.
Well, thank you, Budge. Yeah,
I said
it
you
was
were
a
looking
present.
dapper earlier on, didn't I, bro? To Cieran, I said you look dapper. You're looking sharp. Them
Yeah,
specs are
looking
definitely
sharp, mate. Not feeling sharp. Don't feel too sharp, but yeah, nice. I had a nice bottle of red last night.
How old is James Ward-Prowse?
They said last night he's 30. I thought he was like 28 or 29. I know it's only 1 year, but they said when they was commentating that he's 30, but I didn't think he was 30. Unless he's just turned 30.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
30,
because I'd say we've probably got him for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
That's what I read. Well, most of it. I think we're going to have him for 4 years.
He's 28 years old.
No, he's 28. Yeah, he's 28, man. One of the commentators last night said 30, and I was thinking,
yeah,
but yeah, no, he's 20. He'll be 30. 29 and the 1st of November, so almost 29. But when they said that, somebody said that he's 30 years old. I was thinking, shit. Yeah, but he's not. He's 28 at the moment.
I'm only 40. I'm only 40.
So why not include James Ward-Prowse? I don't get it, neither, Wally. I really don't, brother. I don't get it. I don't understand why in that England call. It'd be fantastic.
I understand it. I understand it because you got the idiot running the show. He's not. To me, he's not a good. He's not a good manager. He's never been a good manager. So, what do you mean? Bloody Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, look, I don't believe everything I read in press and journalists and on social media. But they're on about Pep Guardiola could take over England job, don't they?
They want him to, but
I don't think he will. Do you?
Nah, Pep Guardiola is a day-to-day manager. You know, like he loves that day-to-day management.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, he's you know, Pep Guardiola, Spain manager in at least 10 years' time, maybe. But to do England in the next few years, I can't see him wanting to do that. I can't see the appeal for him at all. And he's definitely not motivated by money. But even that, England wouldn't pay more than Man City over the course of the year anyway, would they? So that makes no sense. That's like dream world. Like, how do you go from Southgate to Guardiola?
Can you? I think we win World Cup at Euros with him, though. Definitely with that squad. And I think we'd pick players on merit. He wouldn't pick them because of favouritism. Anyway, do you know FA won't want him because he won't be a yes man. He's not a yes man, is he? Pep Guardiola. He does things his way. The FA don't like stuff like that. Julian manager.
You know what it could work? Like what are we qualifying for now? The Euros next.
Yeah.
Let's Southgate get us to the Euros and say to Pep, look, mate, we're in the final of this European. Could you just pop over for 4 weeks, right? Manage this England team for 4 weeks, and then you can go back to City. How's that?
That'll work.
That'll work for me.
Would you do the England job was done on a part-time basis? Because I think you could.
Why not? Why couldn't you? I think it's too much if you're in a Premier League team, but just for the competition, let Donut get us there, because it ain't going to be hard with the bloody group we're in. Any Donut can get us there, right? Anyone. And just so right now we're at the finals. Pep, out you go, Southgate, and in you go, Pep. See what you can do with that lot. And we win. Done.
We'd win World Cup. We would. We'd win it. We'd definitely win Euros. I know that. The World Cup's a bit more difficult because you've got the South American teams, haven't you? Like, but even Brazil aren't as good as what the once was, are they? Even with Neymar, they're not as flamboyant as the once were.
No.
And finally in my lifetime, Germany are shit now as well. Germany are no longer
gone down the pan. Italy have gone down the pan. Spain ain't what they were. You know what I mean? You couldn't have had a better time now to win it. Brazil ain't
You look like
what they used to be.
Budgie says you look like a retired action man.
That's me. But, yeah, retired action man
G.I. Joe.
with no action.
28, 30 bongo. Budgie Geese's haircut is so good he does not have to wear a cap.
That's it. Oh, when it starts to get even hotter soon, the cap might come back because I think we're in for a hot summer.
If a player who is 3 moves ahead in its mind and no one's on the same wavelength, then it's a burden now. He's doing okay with better players.
Yeah, so he's saying that Southampton.
Well,
yeah, Southampton, he maybe just didn't have the players around him, or they weren't on his wavelength. I think, there's certain players, going back to Paqueta at West Ham, some of the players are not on his wavelength, and you put him in a better team and you see an even better player in Paqueta.
Titch, what are you talking about, Mullins? Mascherano all day, clearly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arms and Mr. B. I guess I'll have to take on the defence 29 then. Mullins was English, never represented the national team though.
Thanks, Charlie, because my memory's shot a bit.
But yeah, with Collins,
I'm thinking of Gabadon,
Gabadon. Sorry, I just said Gabbiadini. But yeah, Gabadon.
Collinson was Welsh.
Yeah, Jack Collison, Welsh.
Yeah, Manny says that with James is 28. He is, and
he is 28. Yeah, he's 29 in November.
Hey, Budgie, good work giving up, dude. Huge respect for anything.
Listen, Eula, he said midnight. Give him time. Let him. Yeah. Ask him in 2 weeks. And hopefully, Budgie, 2 weeks you still haven't smoked anything.
I shouldn't be saying it because I don't want to frighten the poor man, but I stopped smoking 2014 I stopped smoking, but I still get the urges now. I really do. I still get the urge. Stopping smoking's harder than stopping drinking. I like 28 better, to be honest. Monker was always getting his kit off. Craig Forrest has told me lots of stories. Thanks, CW. James Ward-Prowse is Scorpio like me. Why are you so intelligent? I'm not going to argue with that, Armani, my lovely.
Well, I won't argue either. Because the name is Scorpio.
Armani knows everything about West Ham. Supporter.
Yeah.
Keeps going. Season ticket holder.
Yep.
I don't think Pep suits international football, in my opinion.
Nah, you don't.
Probably don't. I'd still have him for the tournament.
Nagelsmann's took the jump, and it's a German manager.
Say that again?
Nagelsmann is the new German.
Is he? Have they hired him, yeah? And he's only, what is he now? 33, 34?
Something like that, yeah. Your real name as a coach. Where do you think West Ham needed some tweaking? And were you happy with our transfer window?
Yeah, I was happy, Budgie. I would have liked to have seen a striker come in. I've heard, the pundits suggest that they feel that Moyes has signed Kudos because he can also play somewhat as a striker, even though he doesn't like playing there. Left wing for us, or left attacking midfield, is a problem. We spoke about this earlier in the show. That for me would be a problem area that I would have identified in this window. I know you can't have it all, but that's something that I personally would have been trying to get a different player on that left-hand side for us. Other than that, I'm thinking the fullback position. I think Soufal's a good, solid defender. I think Kerr can have good games there, but if taking my sentimental hat off, we could get a better right back. You know, than what we've currently got. We could get a better right back.
Yeah.
Emerson's growing into his role at West Ham. I'm happy with Emerson, but yeah, if we're being honest, if we had a better left-sided player, left wing or whatever you want to call it, and a right back that everybody says, "Wow, how the hell did they get him?"
Yeah,
I would have been
I think
over the moon with that. Yeah.
I mean, I love Soufal, but I'd like to upgrade that. I'd like to have Soufal as the backup and have a right back, you know, with pace that can support Bowen and get up the pitch and get back. Yeah. You know, in an ideal world. But I would say you've got to look, that's the first window for Mr. Stainton. And, you know, everyone a winner. So who knows what might come in January or might come next summer. So, yeah, it's all positive. Very positive.
Well, it's a good question, actually. But, yeah, that's just... But I'm happy with what we've done. See you later, Lawrence.
Yeah, see you later, brother Lawrence. His wife's got a good chat, my friends. My lovely wife has gotten home, so I have to run. Yeah, you make sure that you were whining and dining, brother Lawrence. That's the best way to be. James Bond laughing his head off. Take care, Larry. Take care, Lawrence. I'm 23 hours and 47 into my abstinence.
Here's the thing. The fact that you're counting, you know, I know. I've never smoked, but it's tough. And if you go to the pub and that's where some people say, "Oh, I only smoke when I drink and all of that." So, yeah, I hope, Budgie, you can, but I know that it's not easy, especially when you do around other people that smoke and all of that. And you got to somehow.
Anyway, good luck. Good luck with that, Budge. Yeah. Good luck, son. Hope you stick with it.
Yeah,
not easy.
Have you ever tried quitting, Cieran?
No, would I bollocks? Can't be asked.
No, you're right. Honestly, look, you've got to want to do it. You've got to want to do it. Otherwise, it's not even worth attempting it. It's not even worth attempting it. Oh, Tom Allen. So where are we? Mr. B, you've put you're brave putting it out there in public. I couldn't do that. Fair play to you. And the man says that I stopped boozing and cigs, etc. over 10 years ago, would you? Best moves that I ever made. We're all with you and behind you. Yep, definitely 100%.
Yeah.
Not rots your teeth if you're not careful, though. And it defeats the object because it's tobacco. Yeah, I know it's bad. I know. Take care, Larry. Bong. If I tell everyone, I would look a bit of a yep. If I fall, yep. And besides, the doctor's scared the out of me. That's how I stopped brother. Believe me. Yeah, what's the language, please, budget? Yep. Thank you very much, Harmonie, my lovely. Look, it's look, guys. Look, have you two got anything else you want to say?
Not so. Obviously, I'm just because Cieran mentioned it again. I do want to. I want to do this season. I want to do some more one from each team. So look out for that. That's what I'm gonna say because I do. Yeah, the concept. I love the concept. So anybody that kind of wants to be on that. Stuart never done one. Obviously, we just didn't get around to doing it. But now, obviously, So one from each team. I'm gonna.
It's a lot of new players to pick.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Right. So it'd be good to do it again.
Right, so one from each team. What does that entail? Do you have subs as well, or?
Yeah. So if I remember the format, so we go through
20 players.
So you have 9 on your bench. You have to name just one goalkeeper on your bench. So that's the only stipulation. So it's one goalie plus 8 outfield players on your bench. We do the bench first, and then we get to the good bit, which is, your team. But it's one from each team. So Charlie had a go. Wally had a go using science. Cieran obviously had a go. So anybody that's not familiar, it's quite tough because obviously, let's say you go Man City, for instance. You want Haaland, you want De Bruyne, you want Edison as your goalkeeper, you want Carl Walker right back. You can only have one of them. So when you look at the team and once you're finished, actually, we're going to do that again. But yeah, one from each team. If anybody wants to take part, then
It's going to be hard. You've got Luton in it.
Yeah, I know. That's straight away. Obviously, they're going to be under. No one's going to have a Luton in their starting team. But yeah, that's the thing. You have to pick one from each team. So everybody gets.
Yeah, you might have one of them though. We'll be on the bench, but you've got to pick it.
Yeah. So, and you know what I'm going to do now that we're speaking? I might actually just add a manager. You pick your manager at the end of that as well, which I never.
That'll be moist. Yeah. There'll be moist for everyone.
So yeah, I'm going to get to that quite soon. Actually, give it a little bit more time so we can get familiar with the likes of Luton. Like which one player am I going to pick from Luton? Cieran will probably pick Burnley's winger as his impact player on the bench. What's his name, Cieran? How do you pronounce his name?
Who?
The winger from Burnley.
Oshiado or Cosciado, something like that.
Thinking that might be Kieran's bench.
Yeah, my Burnley pick. Yeah. Do you know one I did notice? Remember I had the two. I had Connor Cody on the bench and Tarkowski, but I put Webster in as my centre half alongside Van Dijk.
Yeah,
and I noticed when Brighton played the other, he was on the bench. I'm not sure how well that boy's done since because, like I said, I only picked him for potential, but he's not starting. So that's not that might not have worked. But I had two centre halves to cover him on the bench anyway.
Yeah, I think he hasn't really got where maybe people thought he was going to be. Yeah, I don't think he starts for them regularly.
No. He won in Europe anyway. He was on the bench, so that pick might not have worked out. He might have been back on the bench.
But yeah, you had a good attacking team. There,
with a front three, I had Kane, Ronaldo, and Saka. What do you think of that? I think that could have worked.
Yeah, that definitely could have worked. But yeah, it'd be interesting now. New teams, new players. Is Cieran gonna go Haaland or is he gonna go
who isn't? Who isn't? I mean, I had De Bruyne behind them front three as well. Yeah. To me, how could you not pick them for? And but now you go De Bruyne or Haaland, you got to have Haaland, didn't you?
See,
unless you
remember
who else would you? Kane's gone.
He's gone. When I done it with Charlie. He was adamant. I'm not picking because everybody picked. St. Maximin was basically on everyone's bench from Newcastle, and he was like, no, and he went, but there's no one else. So yeah, he ended up, picking St. Maximin, even though he kind of didn't want to pick him. But yeah, he proved to be at that point the obvious choice from Newcastle was. And
I got lucky, Titch, because Newcastle just signed Trippier, I'll pick Trippier.
Yeah, and when you said to me as well, I was like, oh yeah, because I thought, all right, here comes another St. Maximin. But yeah, he picked Trippier actually, and he was in your starting team, wasn't he?
There you go. Yeah, I had the best team out of all that lot. I had the best. Don't care what they say.
That was the whole point of that, is that people eventually would vote on who they feel had the best team. But yeah, maybe this season.
Yeah, well, I might have to have a go at it, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Anderson, hope you're doing well, Mans. Welcome back. Snuss is good tobacco. Yes, you have to take care of your health. So I've never heard of Snuss. Never heard of it.
What's that? Chewing tobacco or that's whatever.
Cheeky one from each team on Titch TV.
Yeah. Charlie, you'll be on there, mate. So
I'm up for a revisit if you want. Budgie's up for a revisit. There
you go, boy. You got them queuing up. You have to get it done, boy. Get it done.
We need to get Stuart on this.
So, as I say, there's so much has changed since we've done that. With player-wise, amongst all the teams, God, there's so much different. You pick a completely different squad, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
and a lot of things.
And that's the thing, really. That
Paquetá.
Exactly.
Is he in? Oh,
see that concept.
What was that player you picked? Kudos.
Bowen, Kudos, Paquetá.
Alvarez.
Would Areola be your bench goalie.
Yeah,
There's a
tricky.
lot of tricky. Yeah, and that's why you can do it every season really because it's always changing.
Yeah, and the other one, I had my two goalkeepers. I had Pickford on the bench,
And Pope.
and I went with Mendy.
I know. Oh yeah, for Chelsea.
Yeah, at the time he was brilliant.
He was good at the time. He was really good.
I'm not sure what's happened to him since I picked him.
But yeah, you had England's number one on your bench.
Mm.
But yeah, no, that was and Mendy was obviously at that point so that was two strong goalies you had there.
Well, there's one goalkeeper I definitely had picking, and that's Onana from Man United.
Yeah, he's gone downhill. Went to the wrong club.
He come as cocky and arrogant as anything. I believe in my own talent, and then he goes and lets the ball slip underneath him. Fantastic. I saved 10 boxes of snus I bought in Stockholm 10 years ago. Is it like chewing tobacco then, called General? Man says General is good snus. I can only remember a few players I picked last time. Shout out Furpo. Never walked out. Yeah, Furpo still ain't walking out. He's still injured.
I had Rafinha, Stu.
Good player, Rafinha. Really good player. It's like 99% tobacco in a small tea bag. Doesn't give you cancer, but mouth health needs to be good when you're doing snus. Harlan takes snus. Hoyland takes snus.
Haaland.
Know that.
Kieran's going to get it now. But...
What, a tea bag? A cup of tea with smoke in it? Tobacco? I don't think so.
Maybe I should open it up if he's still okay. Out of date in 2015. The really solid idea for my one from each team. Titch, let me cook. I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just see what I need to do in regards to. But yeah, we do that soon. Definitely. Like I'll look forward to it.
Do you know? I think I'd still pick Pickford for my goalkeeper because everyone else in there was crap.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Who would you?
Just gonna try and find.
Or Nana on the bench, maybe.
Titch, there you are. Please check out you people in chat. Please check out Titch's channel. That's the link to his channel being put in there for you all to see. So please check out Titch's channel. You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. Because Cieran and Titch do a show
results roundup
after games of a review of all Premier League games. So please check it out. And now, I need to see what's cooking on. Now, let me cook on.
Yeah,
it's very tiny, and you put it between the gum and the cheek at the top of your mouth. Oh God, no! I remember trying that with them bloody Nicorette chewing gums, and no, I didn't like them either. Google snus and football players, many use it. I bet they do. I'm ready, boss man. Put me in.
Yeah, Charlie will be the first one. The 2023-24 one from each team, Charlie will be up first. And Wally, is Wally still here? Because Wally used science, and it was a good, a different approach. So, but I think Wally's probably now.
I'm going to use science as well.
No, Wally got his from a computer.
I've got an app. I paid for an app thing, a stats thing app where it tells me all players' stats and everything. So I'm going to be using that.
Yeah, that was a bit like a Wally approach as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's done that. Sure, it'll come on the show with his clipboard as well, like.
Yeah, don't you worry about my clipboard. I've got my diary and everything. I've got my clipboard. I've got my notebooks.
Yeah, and the good thing about it, Stu, you don't have to pick a Leeds player.
Yeah.
Well, I will be the perfect non-biased, 100% non-biased guest because he doesn't affect my team at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not under any pressure to put a Leeds player.
This is why I'm enjoying FPL as well, because I'm not worried about Leeds players. They're not in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Charlie Boy. He done one. He was done the first one actually, but yeah, I want Charlito to throw down a marker and come with a fire team. But I think Cieran will have the best team. So
I don't know. It takes me months to think about it. I got lucky though, because by the time I got around to do it, Ronaldo had moved to the Premier League, and so had Trippier. So I went there. And all the other guys before me didn't have that choice, didn't have that to pick. And I think, regardless of how Ronaldo done at Man United, you've got to have him in your team, and you've got to.
Right.
So, and Trippier's done really well at Newcastle.
I'm sure the person that went before you, I think they might have had the option of Ronaldo. I can't even think who it was, but I'm sure the person before you could have picked Ronaldo as well. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm just yeah. But yeah, you definitely, because I knew when you picked Trippier, that was like the loophole. Like, oh shit, yeah. But I'm trying to think Ronaldo. I think he might have been available for the person before you. Maybe. Who went before you?
It's a modern day chewing tobacco like the miners used. Been around Scandinavia for years. It only come here about 2 years ago. Look, I'm not being funny in mining, but with all coke I drank, my mouth looks like a miner's pit, I tell you. So it's no good for me. That is for sure. Yeah, you waited until after the January winter, Kieran. Yeah,
That's smart, see?
I'll put my date in first week in February. Don't you worry, boy.
Here's the wily old fox. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Let them pick their team.
Absolutely. Yeah, but Rice was in, of course, as well.
Yeah. Use the Premier League.co.uk. Go to your fantasy side, and it lists all players from each team, and you can check how many goals they've got, how many shots they've saved, goalkeepers, how many shots they've saved. It's all there on fantasy.
Because the likes of Luton and Sheffield United, it's hard to pick, to know anything about them, really, is it? In them teams, they're hard to pick from.
Yeah, so check out Fantasy Premier League and then click on Fantasy, and then go to transfers, and then all your players are there. We click on it, player information, and it tells you everything you need to know about each player.
Yeah.
No, he's just a bloody cheater. When is the next games? Yeah, Aman is asking when next game show's going to be, Titch.
Yeah, I need to try and get one. I need to do that actually as a live.
Get your finger out, man. Get your finger out and do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a concept. But yeah, and it will be fixed as well. So, but yeah, I'll think of something actually.
And don't be ringing Titch on a private number because he don't answer them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. But yeah, game show. But yeah, one from each team definitely coming real soon. With C-Dub.
Good man. Right, well, look, guys, I think we'll start wrapping up there. We'll start wrapping the show up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Cieran, it's always been a pleasure, brother. Same to you, brother. Well, always been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it in the chat. Yeah, always a good laugh. We try his best. Leeds versus West Ham Hangman, Titch.
Leeds West Ham. How? Oh. Hangman. Oh, like players' names and all that. Because how do you do Hangman? Oh, Hangman is where you guess vowels and letters and like you have a name or something and then you have to
that's good because you don't have to know anything there, just guess letters.
I
don't have to remember anything. Brilliant. Good idea.
Or just Premier League Hangman. Oh, but she wants it competitive between the people in chat, innit?
You could do Premier League players or Football League player names, couldn't you? There's hundreds to pick from. Some weird names and all. I mean, I can't even pronounce them. Never mind spell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely do something.
Take care, Malk. Good to see you too, Budgie. Really good to
Yeah,
see
thanks
you,
a
mate.
lot, Budge.
Budgie, good luck. Yep. So yeah, something for you to get your thinking cap on, Titch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I will as well. I will think of something.
Yeah, because we miss it. We do. We all miss it. We definitely miss it.
No, we'll do.
You know.
Yeah,
But you see, the thing is, though, trust me, I know when you've got bloody kids and family and stuff, it's so hard to squeeze everything in at once, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. That's it. Just finding the time. But
Right, well, look, guys.
yeah,
I'm sure we've given Titch loads to think about, and that one for each team sounds really good. I'll be honoured to take part in it this time round, definitely, 100%. Yeah, and anyway, I'll be able to show you how much you've improved my footballing knowledge between you both. See how much I've really been listening to you. I mean, I know it's all been about West Ham and stuff like that, but you know, it's all fun. It's all good fun, and that's what it's all about. Well, look, guys, thank you. Thank you. Is that Kieran Junior there? Now then, Kieran, how are you doing, Junior?
Oh, lads, good.
mini geezer. How you doing? Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
the army. He's got the army haircut, boy.
Yeah. Oi, I went to Marvin's. That's exactly what I was. Oi, give me that military cut. You know what I mean?
That's what that
Well,
is, boy.
Yeah, it's safe, isn't it?
Did I see a young lady with you there as well?
Yeah. Friend of mine.
What's going on? All these shenanigans in your dad's house.
I know there's kids on the street. You know what I mean? Just keep that in the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kieran, don't let no shenanigans go off in your house. You've heard what happened to my shenanigans going up in my house.
Yeah.
The little baby in the freak tram. That's what shenanigans goes up in my house. Stop, all that stopped. Tell you, too late now.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm off to shoot a music video today, so I'm gonna skip that.
And when's it gonna be out or up?
It's part of the album coming out soon, so we're looking probably start to early next year. By March next year is the plan.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So yeah, but I do have to head off, guys. My stuff.
Nice to see you, man. And you.
Later. Cheers.
Take care, Kieran Junior. It's a double of you, to Kieran. He really is.
Boy, he hadn't got a great beard.
Well, he will have soon.
Yeah, I'm off shooting a music video, giving it large. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's not. He's going out to play fucking soccer with his friends.
Night, beautiful people. Much love to you all. Good night.
See you later. Later, everyone.
Malcolm says, crikey, thought that was the cook in the background.
that sounds better, isn't it? The personal chef.
Yeah, then what's going on over there?
Well, I don't know. There's women leaving here in the morning and him punting about. I don't know what went on.
Yeah.
But she's a lovely girl, and I would like to know.
Yeah.
Lovely girl.
Yeah. Good man.
Shenanigans.
Rock on, young Kieran. It's brother Wally saying.
Rolly's encouraging that behaviour.
Actually, she's a swimming coach for part of the national Australian squad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That she's the pre-coach before they try and make it into the Olympics.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, very big thing.
There you go. Lovely girl. She's a lovely girl.
Not wrong with that. There's no wrong with that. Anyway, look, before Kieran gets a million questions put in the chat, we better start wrapping it
Get
up.
the fuck out of here.
Thank you very much for watching this edition of Disabled Team, guys. Much love, much appreciated. And, thank you once again, Cieran and Titch. Honestly, thank you very much. So there's only one thing to say. It's a goodbye from me.
Ciao from me.
And goodbye from me. See you later, chaps.
Everybody.
All the best.
Have it.